Today on Live Daily News, the San Angelo Police Department held another press conference today. A rare jury trial in San Angelo ended yesterday with good news, and a San Angelo man was arrested for putting a knife to a woman's throat. I'm James Bellini, and this is Live. We'll get to the news in a minute, but first, the ArcLight Bar and Grill is San Angelo's finest new sports bar. Catch all the collegiate and NFL action on the largest video board with 13 other flat-screen TVs so you can keep up with the latest scores and updates for your fantasy team and your favorite team in an incredible environment. The ArcLight also hosts fight nights for the biggest boxing matches and MMA fights. They also host comedy shows and more. Go visit the ArcLight Bar and Grill, located at 441 Rio Concho Drive in San Angelo. Starting off the news, the San Angelo Police Department held a press conference today pertaining to an SAPD firearm seized by Homeland Security at the U.S.-Mexico border. Chief Travis Griffith is going to take it from here. Let's take a look.
Thank you guys for being here. My name is Chief Travis Griffith. I'm blessed to be able to be the chief here in San Angelo. I bring to you some information that has been ongoing in our department for a little bit. And all the information I'm about to give you is subject to change because this is an ongoing investigation. Prior to me taking office, a subject was subdued crossing the U.S.-Mexico border on our side of the border on April 23rd, roughly, and that subject was found to be in possession of firearms. During the course of that investigation, the subject was not found to be involved in any cartels or anything like that. It was just a case that they were reviewing. One of those firearms came back to the previously being in possession of the San Angelo Police Department during the course of that investigation. That's kind of unusual, and so they contacted us. Homeland Security contacted us, and we started looking into it. And so immediately we found that is something was wrong. And the chief prior to me, Frank Carter, contacted the Texas Rangers and brought them in to start reviewing this because we believe wholeheartedly in being transparent. It's what we stand for. It's what our policies and procedures are there for. And so that investigation began on May 29th. And so as that process has been ongoing, we found that one of the firearms was allegedly purchased at a gun show in another jurisdiction, another town. And that firearm had been previously in the possession of the San Angelo Police Department. And that is not what we do, it's not our procedure, so that investigation started trying to track how did that take place. Now I can't go into more details of that because the Texas Rangers are investigating. So they're investigating a theft of a firearm and why that came to be. The focus of the investigation did lead to a particular division of the San Angelo Police Department. I can tell you that is a three-man division, and that one of the subjects involved in the division has resigned, and two others are on administrative leave. Now, simply resigning or simply being placed on administrative leave does not imply guilt of either criminal wrongdoing or violations of our policy. Let me make that clear. The unfortunate aspect of this is I would like to have come out and told y'all guys as soon as this happened, right? But we have due process. Officers just must have due process as criminals have due process. And no one has been charged at this point, so we're not releasing names, we're not releasing divisions or anything of that nature. But because some of the information has leaked out, I think it's important that we notify you, the public, of what we can release. We're fully committed to the integrity of the investigation, and where it goes is where it goes. As soon as we can give you more information, we will do so. This will follow with a written release that will kind of have a little bit more information to it, but not much more, I'll tell you that, because we had to approve this. We contacted the Texas Rangers to make sure that they were okay with this. We also made sure that we gave that release to the federal government. And I also want to make it clear that The federal case is completely separate. They're not involved in our process, right? This is being handled strictly on a criminal side by only one entity, and that's the Texas Rangers. We, in our internal affairs investigation of our department, is looking at any wrongdoing by policy, procedure, and things of that nature. So instead of just letting the rumor mill control this, we wanted to make sure that we tell you what we can release. In a perfect world, I'll be able to tell you everything, but we don't want to interfere with that investigation. So that's what we have at this time. I will take a few basic questions, and given it's kind of the nature of the business, right? Whenever this is what we can release, some of those might be rhetorical. So if you have any questions.
How many firearms were part of the San Angelo police property that were recovered?
Recovered?
Was it just the one, or
two.
just two?
Yes, sir.
What would be the charges and the pending? What would happen after the charges?
Yeah, so we don't know what we don't know is kind of one way of putting it. The investigation that's being looked at right now is theft of a firearm, and what that turns into from there, that's going to be the Texas Rangers. All right, if you guys don't have anything else, I appreciate y'all coming out, and as we get more information, as soon as it's appropriate, based off of the investigating entities, any prosecutors' offices that might be involved, we'll release that. Okay. Thank y'all very much, guys.
Like Chief Griffith said, when more information becomes available, it will be released when deemed appropriate by the involved entities. I also applaud him for being as transparent as he has been. A rare jury trial for the continuous sexual abuse of a minor ended yesterday with Emmanuel Matthew Williams Jr. going behind bars. According to a release from the DA's office, a police report was made in October 2016 by the victim, the victim's mother, and the victim's grandmother, that Williams Jr. had assaulted the child victim several times between May 29, 2015 and August 24, 2015. Well, after the jury deliberated, Williams Jr. was sentenced to 25 years in prison and is not eligible for parole. We are aware that Lionel Rodriguez was arrested yesterday for the same crime, and we have requested information on that. Have you downloaded the San Angelo Live mobile app yet? It's free and it's the best app in the business. Download it off the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store to stay up to date with news in San Angelo. And still in crime, big crime day for San Angelo. A San Angelo man was arrested on Saturday, September 21st for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. According to court documents, the victim was invited over to the San Angelo Lodge by Thomas Navarro. Navarro wanted to have sex with the victim, and when she refused, he allegedly produced a knife and held it to her throat. She was able to escape, and as police arrived, a witness asked Navarro what was going on, and he allegedly said, "They're probably here for me because I pulled a knife on some bitch. I should have killed her," end quote. Navarro was arrested and is currently an inmate in the Montgomery County Jail being held on $15,000 bond. In the weather, it looks like fall weather is here to stay. Regular Texas weather, as it will be cold in the morning and warm in the afternoon. Right now it's 84 degrees with a high of 85 and a low tonight of 54. Tomorrow the high will be 89 with a low of 59, which is going to feel like perfect football weather. Then over the weekend, highs will be in the upper 80s with 87 and 89 on Saturday and Sunday, and then lows over those nights will be 59 and 57. And it's going to be sunny and clear all weekend. When we come back, we have two great interviews from Angelo State University. But first, a word from the Bass Bunch.
It's our giant tag sale.
Giant tags plus hell means one thing: giant tag hail sale prices. Right now, during our giant tag hail sale, you can get a brand new 2024 Ford Explorer XLT for just $32,977. But hurry, these are selling fast. Our giant tag hail sale at Jim Bass Cars and Trucks, Houston Hart at Arden Road, or shop 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
Hello and welcome back to the San Angelo Live interview segment. I'm Joe Hyde, the publisher of San Angelo Live, and I'm with two outstanding Angelo State University representatives from the International Students Operation. I'm just going to call it that because I know you'll have a department name. But this is Marissa McShane and David Morales. All right, so obviously a university in Texas makes money off of international students. Also, it's good for your standings, I guess. And so you run this program, and for years we've all heard about the South Korean students, but now we have a whole lot of different countries that are coming to San Angelo to get educated.
Yeah. Currently, we have over 34 different countries represented as a part of our department, and our department's called the Center for International Studies. We're one of many departments at Angelo State, but our main focus is helping our international students be acclimated and enjoy their college experience, become part of that RAM fam. And the other part is sending.
When you say RAM fam, that's RAM family.
RAM family, of course,
right,
yeah.
okay.
And I'm a graduate myself of Angelo State University, and I actually did study abroad 20 years ago when I was an undergrad. But our focus is helping those international students feel part of that RAM family, and sending our domestic students abroad through our study abroad
So
programs.
where did you go abroad?
I actually was in Edinburgh, Scotland, London, Paris, Geneva, Milan, and we finished the last week in Nice on the beach.
So this is like a summer kind of thing?
Summer program. Mine was a faculty-led program. That's usually how our summer programs are set up.
So you were learning about the architecture and the...
I was learning more about the cultural aspect. The two classes that I took was a business class and a government. I was a government major at the time. So that one was, we learned about the British Parliament, we learned about the Scottish Parliament and the 1,000-year feud between the two of them. Got to actually go see both parliaments in person. We went to the UN, the EU, and that was more on the business side, talking about the economic side of it. So we spent about 2 weeks in Edinburgh, Scotland with our former Dr. Tomlin, Dr. Olson. Both have retired.
And this is 20 years ago.
That was 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
So Marissa, how is the international program with international students coming here? They're actually coming here to get degrees, right?
A lot of them, yes. So we do have a couple different formats of international students, if you will. We have true international students who come straight out of high school and come to Angelo State to do the full 4 years. We also have transfer students who come either out of other U.S. colleges, or they may come out of colleges from their home country as well. And then we do have exchange students who we have partnership agreements with across the world, and they'll come for 1 semester or 1 year.
So you have an exchange agreement, for example, with South Korea.
We have almost 20.
You have 20 of them now. So David, what is the attraction of Angelo State University for an international student?
Well, the biggest attraction is the cost. When you can get a quality education or a quality experience and you're not having to mortgage your home to do that trip, it really does work for the students. And most of the students that are doing the exchange, they're doing it for that 1 semester. Those students that can afford to go to bigger schools will go to bigger schools. The students that we target are students that are just like our students here at Angelo State. They come from middle-class families. They come from an understanding that education is the next step to get you to where you want to go in life. And so when you pair the quality of education with the quality of the experience we give at ASU, that's when people choose ASU.
And of course, I'm going to quote Dr. Clifton Jones. He's in your provost office. And he said that Angelo State University, unlike many of the, I guess the more heftier universities in the state, like my alma mater, A&M, it's still a teaching university, and you still hire professors who will teach, not do research.
Right, and that's where Angelo State has found the balance with it. We do have faculty that are pursuing their own research materials and research grants. But the majority of it is for the students. I mean, the whole process and the creation of the state system was to make education affordable for everybody. And we've really grown with that and expanded out to the rest of the world.
So Marissa, being an Aggie, this is kind of like an international exchange job, isn't it?
It's definitely interesting. It's a whole nother world.
Is it?
I mean, I had a completely different experience. I did what Angelo State would call an exchange semester, but we just called it study abroad. And so coming into Angelo State, but seeing how we can cater the same opportunities to a very different population, very different group of students is really interesting.
So what's different between an Aggie student and an ASU student?
Oh man, that's a hard question. I will say the thing that I see in common between Angelo State and A&M is definitely the family aspect, the feeling like other students you're connected to all these other students, and I think that's something our international students really like too. It's really easy to get plugged in, really easy to get connected, and I mean I see that good quality in Angelo State.
So A&M built theirs out of an esprit de corps, primarily from the military over years and years, centuries, or basically a century, right? And so Angelo State University is able to replicate some of that. I think I've seen it. Through the way they put the programs together. You have the Ram Jam before the football game, so you have your own football field. Having your own football field was a very important step in Angelo State University. Kind of instead of playing in some high school stadium, you're actually playing your real stadium, right? So the growth in those areas,
yeah,
I
it's
think,
definitely
is really
when you have your own home turf or your home stadium. Yeah, you can build a culture around that. And all of our students, we had our first Ram Jam 2 weeks ago, and all of our international students were told to go and experience it, and they were blown away by the option of people giving free food to them at a tailgate.
They got free food.
Walk around, you can eat all you want and
So
tasting
if
all
you're
different flavors.
if you're sitting in Vietnam right now, you can get free food if you come to Angelo State
It's
University.
a big pull. We advertise a lot of events on campus. If there's free food,
They're going to be
go.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the biggest cohort of international students, I was reading the stats, is Vietnam.
Right, Vietnam has really grown in the past
Vietnam
couple
and
years.
Cambodia, I believe, are actually tied for our highest numbers currently.
Really? So that's all.
Over South Korea.
Yeah, it's all Southeast Asia. You know.
Yes, well, we're trying to expand that.
Uh huh.
One of the huge pushes or goals we've made within this year has been to do a Latin American expansion. We're a HSI, a Hispanic Serving Institution, but you'd be shocked because only 3 out of our 217 international students last year were Hispanic.
And so you mean from Mexico south?
I mean from Spanish-speaking countries, period. But yes, we are targeting Latin America and Central America in general. Janie Supise and I won a internationalization grant from Texas International Education Consortium, funded by the foundation. And our whole goal is to expand our partnerships so that ASU domestic students can go to Latin America and Latin American students can come here, as well as visiting some high schools in that area, trying to get some true international students to come for all 4 years and experience Angelo State. And I think it will be a great expansion. It's a great opportunity for ASU, and it's a great opportunity for those countries to come see ASU and be a part of the fam.
Well, the international trade with Mexico and further south is an important part of our economy. And with the USMCA, you know, the thing that took over NAFTA and stuff, we still have like maquiladoras on the border. We have energy that we can export into Mexico and south. So learning the two languages and learning how to, you know, work in the United States or work in Honduras or wherever you want to go.
It's invaluable.
Yeah, I think it's a very good opportunity for people.
We do have an English Language Learning Institute that's run by our colleague Bo Horner, and he teaches in small cohorts and he improves English capabilities so that students can come into Angelo State and be successful with their English speaking skills. But we are targeting 5 specific countries in Latin America.
Which are they?
That would be Chile, Argentina, Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, and I'm missing one.
Brazil?
No,
Brazil's
no.
actually not.
That's Portuguese, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Portuguese.
Yeah.
Oh, in Peru.
Peru. Okay. All right.
So we're targeting countries that are safe for us to travel to at the time being. It's safe for our students to go to at the time being. That's always subject to change. But according to the Department of State, we can travel there right now.
I'm going to ask a hard question. You've had Angelo State University's had very, notable success with the aviation program. And one of the things about aviation is it runs under the International Aeronautics, ICAO, and it requires everyone, no matter where you're flying, to speak in English.
So that's interesting that you note that because we only have 2 majors that are off limits to international students.
Is that right?
And those are the 2. Yeah.
It would be aviation and nursing because of the licensing they need in order to fulfill those programs. And so that is a slight restriction, but other than that, all of our
Everything else
over
is
100 majors.
And
is open.
the major reason that aviation isn't quite there yet is because it has to be on our books and a part of the program and for so many years before we can actually apply through CVIS, which is our way that we are able to get students to come in through the USCIS.
So it is a opportunity that's out there on the horizon, maybe.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotcha.
They have to compete with all the domestic students because the aviation program is so big now that they're turning away students, and with the growth that they're about to have with the new hangar and the new programming and hiring more staff and more pilots, it's going to be a uphill battle for any student to apply because it's going to be a very competitive.
Well, what is a popular major for an international student from, let's say, Peru? Or what would be?
I would say our overall popular major is computer science. That is a huge draw to this university. That department is well regarded, especially among our international students. And I think a part of that comes from a lot of the faculty were international students themselves. They understand, but they're also just great professors, great teachers. A lot of students come and do business as well. That would be another huge
Yeah,
draw.
international business marketing, and management are the ones that kind of grow. And we actually, some of our interns, some of our international students have worked for you guys and worked for KLST and some of the other news outlets in town.
Yep. All right. So you have what, about 300 people in there? I'm guessing.
Currently, our numbers are at 275, which is a
I'm pretty good at guessing.
25% increase from
close.
last fall. So,
Okay.
So we're growing.
How big do you want it to be?
We want to be as big as we can, but we want to grow with to make sure we have the staff to really to take care of the students, because that's our first and foremost thing, is to make sure that they have, one, a great experience, and two, that they walk away with a degree. And if we can't provide those services, then we're doing an in-service for them or disservice to them by not having the resources to do it. So we want to grow as we need to grow.
So Angelo State University is sitting at what, about 10,000 students, plus or minus?
Just above, I think.
A little
Just
over
about
11,000.
A little 11,000,
Yeah.
and if you could grow your international to 1,000, you're getting into like 7-8% of the population.
Right, and that would be our goal, is to be that big. And with what Janie and what Marissa want to do with Latin America, that's where the possibilities are. The partnerships that they're creating, the conversations that they're having, are laying the groundwork so that those students can do like we have with our Asian population, which is 1+3s and 2+2 agreements, where they do 2 years at their own university, and then they come here and they even graduate. Some of them even graduate with a degree from their home university and from
here.
Angelo State.
And the hope is that, some of them come here, we get our first wave of students from Latin America, and then they go home and they tell their friends and they tell their siblings, and we end up with them. Like, that happens all the time,
Right.
especially with our Asian population, and I would love to see that happen in Latin America too. So
Yeah, we have brothers, sisters, cousins over the last 10 years that didn't my cousin come here? And then they go down that whole list that half their families already planning to come to ASU. So that makes me kind of happy.
That's good. That's good. And I think it's also good for economic development for the region, for West Texas region, because you have all this business, cross-border business going on. So, it really would help, particularly, I think, with the energy business out here. So, especially if they're majoring in business. And I don't know about computers. I mean, everyone wants to code, right?
Well, the big pull for computer science is it's one of the STEM majors. So
Right.
one thing that the students are allowed to do is called OPT, optional practical training. And so after they finish a degree, they've earned the right to work in the U.S. for 1 year.
Really?
If they're doing a traditional degree that's a non-STEM. If they're doing a STEM degree such as computer science, they can work up to 3 years. So it allows them to really embed themselves, get real great experience, and then either head home. Or if they come back and get their master's, then after their master's, they get another 3 years or another year. So it allows them to really gain experience, get an education, and have something of real value when they leave.
And that's being productive and helping out our economy,
Well,
too.
and even some of our professors have done this. They've been F1 students on an F1 visa. They do their OPT, and then or they've
Come
done
back
their
and get their master's.
PhD,
Yeah.
and then they do their OPT, and then they come work for Angelo State. So,
Right.
and that's something else our office does
That's
as well.
that's
We
the other
support
part of what Marissa has a bunch of different titles, but besides study abroad and traveling the world.
When did
she
you
takes over
graduate from
faculty.
college, Marissa?
I graduated from Texas A&M in 2020, but I'm class of 2021. I'm sure you know how this is.
So you graduated early?
I did. But
So-
Aggies claim the year that they're supposed to
Yeah,
graduate.
I got
So,
you.
What does it say on your ring?
21. But I graduated in 2020.
You're the same age as my daughter, Reagan. She graduated then, too. Anyway, David, Marissa, thank you for coming on.
thank you.
And
Thank you.
we appreciate
Nice
it.
to meet
International studies at Angelo State, big opportunity for the area. And back to the studio.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the giants and who will never, ever flinch.
And welcome back, everybody. James Bellini here with Kerri Mikulik. She is the Executive Director of Admissions at ASU. Ms. Mikulik, how are we doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
All right, let's talk about admissions to ASU real fast.
Yeah, so the fall 2025, I can't believe it's already, we're already talking about that, but the application is open. So
We just started 2024.
I know. We kind of go, great job, met some goals, that's wonderful, welcome to ASU, and we're already looking ahead to fall 2025. So we are excited to say the application is open, and we would love for students to start applying. There's a lot of benefits to applying early. You get earlier access to the application for housing if you plan on living on campus. Also access to the application for our general scholarships, which opens on October 1st. So get it in as soon as you can. Don't wait, so that we can get all those things going. And it doesn't all come at the end of your senior year when you have a bunch of other things happening at the same time.
That was my problem.
Yes.
I'll just put it off until tomorrow.
Yes.
Senioritis really got to me.
Exactly. Plan ahead, and opens up a lot more opportunities for you.
All right, and is it just seniors, or can younger students as well kind of look and start getting into it?
Yeah, so we have some events coming up. We have some RAM Preview Days on October 5th and October 14th. And so that's open to all high school students. So it's never too early to start looking. We have all of our academic departments will be there doing presentations about their majors. So it's also a great opportunity if you know, oh, I think I want to go to ASU, but I still don't know what I want to major in. That's a great event for you to come to. You can choose different sessions to go to. We'll also have information about financial aid and scholarships. So even as a sophomore and junior, if you're thinking, I don't know if I can afford college, come out to that event and we'll tell you about all the different financial opportunities that we have to help you try to graduate debt-free. We have about 45% of our ASU students graduate debt-free.
Oh, wow.
And yes, it's a very great statistic for us. We love to see that our students can cross that stage and not have that on their back, a whole lot of debt that they have to pay off. So we have some great scholarships and financial aid opportunities that we can start telling you about early, so you can start kind of putting that plan in place.
No, we've had ASU on before. We've had other people from ASU, and ASU really is an excellent school to go to, because you think, I mean, the sports programs are incredible, but then you look at the academic side of things, and things are just as incredible as they are.
Yes, and so we have a 19-to-1 student to faculty ratio, so you're going to have small class sizes, get to know those faculty, have some hands-on experiences you might not have at bigger schools. And for our local kids, sometimes they think, oh, you know, ASU is just right there. I know everything about it.
Right.
But you don't. There's so much more to it. So definitely come out to those events, learn more about how you can get connected with ASU. One thing that recently came out was, of course, we were again recognized for every year since 2010. We've been recognized in the Princeton Review as one of the greatest colleges and universities. So that's wonderful. But this year we ranked in the top 10 in the nation for the happiest college students.
All right.
So there were some big names up there with us. And so students come there, they're happy with the opportunities that they get in and out of the classroom. So we have great athletic opportunities. You can come, participate in those, be a fan, or if you're not necessarily at that collegiate level of athletics, you can do a lot of our different club sports. We have some great rugby and handball teams, powerlifting, rodeo, bass angler team, our clay shooting team. So wonderful things to get involved in.
A lot going on.
Yeah, so there's something for everybody. So if you come and say you're bored, it's probably your fault. There is so much to get involved in. You're going to get out what you put into something. So even if ASU is in your backyard and you think that might not be the place for you, you come, you find that place for you, you get that college experience. So we have so much to offer.
Even if it is in your backyard, it's always changing over there. They're always working on something.
That's right.
They just got the bell tower done.
Yes.
And they've got, I mean, y'all were working on the old dormitories that got gutted, and I don't know if they got gutted, but they got cleared out, and they're...
Yes. There's always something changing. We've told students that you'll see fences for new lighting and different buildings coming down and new ones coming up. So ASU was founded in 1928. We've been under construction ever since. So,
right.
We're
it's probably a good thing, though.
Yes, that's a sign of progress.
Right.
And so we have new academic programs always coming on board. Of course, Mr. Scott Turner was here talking about commercial aviation.
Yes, and that's a fantastic program,
it's
too.
an amazing program. So we're always kind of thinking ahead, what does the state of Texas need, and how can that be opportunities to get our students employment opportunities? So we have new programs in cybersecurity, and we run the Regional Security Operations Center, which is a great program for ASU to serve the state of Texas in securing all of the data and working with schools and things like that to make sure that we are cyber safe. And so that gives our students hands-on opportunities. So we're serving the state of Texas, but it's also becoming an educational opportunity. So we're progressive. We're always trying to think of how can we serve the state, but how can we serve those students and connect them together.
But what if I'm a student at another school and I transfer into ASU? How does that process go?
Yeah, so we also have some great scholarships for transfer students. We have wonderful scholarship opportunities across the board. And so transfer students are included in that. So you can transfer to ASU. We're very transfer friendly. We have some very flexible degree programs. So even if it's been a while since you've been in school and you think every once in a while, man, maybe I want to go back, we have a lot of degree programs that have become a lot more flexible in helping you graduate. So in admissions, we can help you and connect you with an advisor and figure out how many hours you have left and try to get you on the quickest path to graduating, and have some wonderful scholarship opportunities to help you to do that.
Can you tell me who the oldest student at ASU is or what age they are?
I don't know that. I've never had that question before. I'll have to look that up. But
I mean,
we do have.
You can go back at any age and go to college.
Like, we have so many non-traditional students that come to ASU who just say, maybe I think I have maybe a year left to finish. We've had some who've had 2 or 3 classes once we draw it out, and degree programs have changed a lot in the state of Texas over the years. So it used to be 132 to 35 hours maybe to graduate. Now it's 120. And so there's some things that have changed, and we'd love to help students look at that.
All right. How do people get applied? How do people apply to ASU?
Yeah, so they can go to our website, angelo.edu, and click on admissions. And there's different ways, has different steps there. You apply through Apply Texas or the Common App, and submit for freshmen, incoming freshmen, submit your high school transcript. Test scores are optional, but we do encourage students to try to take the ACT or SAT. It allows you some more scholarship opportunities. So those are also available on our website if they'd like to kind of see where those scholarships could be. So get the application in, get those next steps done, and then we'll talk to you about the rest of the steps to getting scholarships and things like that.
All right, well, let's talk about scholarships. I mean, when you come down and apply, do y'all instantly put people into scholarships?
Yes.
Into looking in to just help with that financial side of things?
Yeah, so our distinguished scholarship, which we have for freshmen and transfer, you do not have to submit a separate scholarship application for. It's based on the criteria we use when we admit you. So for students, for high school students coming in as freshmen, we look at your high school transcript. What's your GPA? What is your rank if you have one? And then, do you have ACT or SAT scores? So our bottom 2 levels are $1,500 and $2,000 annually, renewable for 4 years. And those scholarships do not even require test scores. The ones above that do, so you can look at those online. But we also have 600 other scholarship programs through different donors and foundations programs that donate to us. And those do require an application because some of them are for specific majors, some are based on where you live, things like that. And so that does require an application, and that opens on October 1st. So that's kind of that perk to getting in that application, yes. And we'd love to, you'll get reminders and emails about that all throughout the way.
All right. Ms. Mikulik, did I miss anything?
I think you're good.
All right, well, we appreciate you coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, back to you guys.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kano's at 1016
Thank you for watching the
West
Live Daily
Boulevard
News Show,
in
the only
San
locally owned news show in the Concho Valley. Go like us on Facebook, X, and other social media platforms, and download the San Angelo Live mobile app to stay up to date with news from in and around the Concho Valley. Thanks again, and Cover One returns tomorrow.